having a very easy to use website is huge. It's paramount in converting customers. The rest of the stuff is just getting people there. You know, it's like having people come over for a party and you lock the doors.
Welcome to Boys Under the Hood. Pat Kelly joined by James Stevenson, owner of Lotus Business Solutions. What is going on, man?
Patrick, how are you?
Well, I've got something personal I want to talk to you about in a little bit,
Okay.
Because I understand that you've been seeing other people, which hurts my feelings a little bit. How many times when you were in high school did your ex-girlfriend say, yeah, I just think I need to see other people? How did that make you feel? No, I want... How are you supposed to feel?
Yeah.
No, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we talked about last time, and you talked about, the things that effectively cause action on websites. When someone logs onto a website, what motivates them to stay on the website? Is it video? Is it pictures? Is it reviews? And I want to back it up because I know not everybody is at a technologically equal level. And sometimes I think when we say stuff like that to some people, they may, I don't know what you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
So how, for a business who doesn't even have a website, or their website is just a basic static website.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that they can kind of focus on to bring more traffic into their business? Is that vodka?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
It is. It's odorless, actually.
Very good.
But...
Well, now the good thing is it's still morning. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know. So us in general, our holding company is Lotus Private Equity, right? And so they're who own and manage, who own and manage everything. And so marketing is just a byproduct of what we do because our product is the companies and the services that we provide.
Right.
And so how do we do that? How do we go out and source companies and then purchase them or partner with them, right? And so how do we source them and purchase them or partner with them, right? Figure out how we're going to work together and then spin them up, right? So whether it's totally rebranding or just building their brand up, giving them systems and all of these things that a business needs, and then growing them and doing that all systematically. And so that's where we're at in our process now. And so a byproduct of doing that is we had to acquire some smaller companies that we could all bolt in to create a marketing company that we use now. And so we have, web design professionals, SEO professionals, social media people, and some we own, some we just, we work with and we've had great relationships with for years. But, we have found like the best people, right? We talked about before, in an earlier podcast, we talked about, when I first started in business, I had no idea what I was doing in business, but I really, really knew how to fix cars and I really, really knew how to talk to people. And so what I did was I went out and I found the best possible person in the automotive repair industry for building businesses. And I hired him to teach me how to run an auto repair shop. And not only did he teach me how to run an auto repair shop, they taught me how to run businesses in general really, really well. And then I took a lot of what I learned there and a lot of what I learned in my network and so on to kind of, get...
It's basically all brought you to where you are today.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, all of that stuff.
They've all
those
been tools in the toolbox.
We've only been advertising, and I'll get back to your question in a second, but we've only been advertising... we don't really advertise this, what we do. We're at this point now, we have this really, really good product in which are all of these systems and things that we have where we can easily, I say easily, it's easy to us, but it is never easy to turn a business, or it's not easy. I think that's the misconception. Like, never think that what I'm saying is that it is easy, but it's easier for us to do it because we've done it so many times.
I was going to bring that up. So it's easy to...
It is not easy.
It's easy to have the plan. It's to execute the plan where the work comes in.
It is not easy. Turning a business around is not easy. No. It is insanely difficult. It is insanely psychological. I think 90% of it is psychological. How do you motivate people? How do you get them to do things? How do you self-motivate them when you're not always there?
How do you keep yourself motivated when you're feeling down on any given day? It happens to all of us.
Working on cars, having hobby, all that stuff, right? So, it's just not easy. And so marketing is a byproduct of that, right? So we have Lotus Media because all of our companies need marketing, and then every one of them needs financial management. We need to analyze all of the numbers. And so then we have Lotus Financial, and so we have CPAs and bookkeepers on staff that are insanely good at what they do. And they only look at these types of businesses. These are girls that work for publicly traded Fortune 500 companies running finance with them. Like this is no joke. I work out of my garage here, but it's because I want to. It's attached to a house that Lego rents to shoot their catalog. Lego has multiple times, you know what I mean? Right. So this is just where we want to be, And so when we have these companies that we start to work with, we need to market them in a specific way. And sometimes some of them are like incredibly good at what they do, but they have not done something consistently. They're struggling for car count. They're struggling because they need money to expand. They're struggling because they don't know how to manage people, can't find technicians. That's a big one. Yep. So we have solutions to all of these problems, hence Lotus Business Solutions. We can solve your problems. We really can, but as long as you have that drive. And so when we go back to the website question, the way that our websites are built is because we tested a bunch of different style websites, and we found using data, right? What are people actually doing on these websites? We took the data and we built what we felt was an ideal website. And the easiest way to explain why that website works, or why our ideal website works, it's very basic. There's nothing crazy about it. It's what's in it for me, right? And the client wants to go onto the site. They want to see that you're credible. They want to see that you're real. And then they want to be able to book or schedule very, very easily, right? And so whether that's a one-click call, and then so where does that call go, right? Because all we're doing online when we advertise is getting people to our website. Then we need them to take action. And then you've got to have the business do well. Right.
So that's another part of it too, because I hear a lot of businesses log on to this, but then when people get there, there's no call to action. There's no engagement there.
Oh my gosh.
It's like bringing someone to a shit throwing contest, right? Come to this awesome event, and then they show up and they're like, "Oh, what
I had somebody recently. There was a company that wanted us to work with them, and I just didn't think that they were right for us. Great company, great reputation, good product. But I didn't think that it was in our best interest to work with them, and for whatever reason I don't have to explain myself,
Right.
So we decided not to, and eventually this guy got kind of mad, he was upset with me, not publicly or anything, but definitely he was a little frustrated. He took it as rejection. I don't want to date you, so to speak, right? No, right. I don't want to go out with you.
Which we'll talk about that in just a little bit, by the way. James is seeing other people. I'm sorry, not to interrupt you.
Yeah, no problem. And so, this guy eventually, we had a conversation about it, and he was talking about, this, that, and the other, and about how their company is going to do better than, another company that we had purchased. And that's fine. It may happen. But when I go back to this person's website, a lot of this stuff is really, really cool, but it's impossible to take action. It's impossible to take action. And so all of this stuff that this guy is doing is getting him to send all of these leads back to his site, and there is no way to take action.
So is it like just information on his site, and there's
awesome videos and pictures? It's so aesthetically pleasing. Try to book an appointment. Try to. I dare you to. You can't. There's no way to take action on the site. And then the deeper you get in, if you go to the menu, now you've got to scroll all the way to the top, and you have to go back to the menu, and then you have to go to a different page to look for stuff. Okay, everything should be linked so easy. People should be able to just kind of roll around your site as they want to. And then even more to that point, the more time that people spend on your site, the higher it's going to rank, right? Google's going to see it as more relevant. Yep. It creates a better user experience. It loads faster. It's easier for it to be crawled. All of these really, really cool things. So when we look at a business, and we decide that we're going to work with them, we really look at everything. We look at, what does the website work? How does your phone policy work? How is your, just everything, right? Every little thing about the customer experience, and how you're advertising, and how you're onboarding new clients, and how every little thing that you're doing is analyzed.
Right.
And in most cases, if we have the right person, then we just change all of that stuff. And we'll use this building block that we know works, right? It's the metaphor of the engine again, right? We know what pieces are going to work, and some of your stuff we can make work and it'll fit and it'll be perfect. And other times it's not, but having a very easy to use website is huge. It's paramount in converting customers. The rest of the stuff is just getting people there. It's like having people come over for a party and you lock the doors, right?
I wrote this down
Yeah.
after listening to you, right? How many times have you Googled something and you click on the first thing and you look at it, you're like, oh shit, this is not easy to use. And you back out of it and go into the second list, the second one, and then you back out of that one. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm looking for something and it sends me to a site that I can't get around in, that won't even show me what I've Googled in the first place or searched for in the first place, I'm out of there within 3 seconds.
So when we started testing what our websites were going to look like for any of our companies, and you can go to our site lotuspe.us and you can look up, you can see different companies that we work with, and for the most part, all of our sites are the same. They're all they're not the same. They take everybody's brand and they take everybody's photo and everything, but for the most part, it's all fits into one template that is proven to work really, really well, and for customer experience and for ranking and for all of that. And so when we were doing that, we had these 5 websites that we paid a couple of developers to go and develop for us to determine which one worked. And so what you're talking about is bounce rate. And so when somebody goes to your site and then they leave right away.
Yeah.
Where are they going? And so sometimes you see people and they're creating their own bounce rate problem. So what I mean by that is you will have somebody come with a paid ad, or you spend hours putting all of this like social media post together, right? A 2-minute video or a 1-minute video took you 3 hours to put it together, and you spent all this time and you made sure all your background is correct and all the stuff that I don't do, right?
And it looks great.
And it looks tremendous, and you spend all this money on these paid ads, and these people come back to your website and you're hoping that your website is going to rank number 1. Right? And so that is the name of the game for all of us. And then until we get there, we have to use paid ads. It's expensive.
Right.
So until we're getting that website to rank, we got these paid ads. And so now we're doing all of this stuff and we're trying to send all this traffic back to the website. And we want them to take the action of booking an appointment. And we'll put a big button there, right? Not me, but in general. So these people will put a big button there. Hey, book here. And then the second the person gets there, it's right up top, super easy to use, and they click it and they go to another website. And they'll go to like something with like their CRM or shop management system or whatever. And so they'll come in, they'll see it, they'll go right to another website. You just created a bounce rate problem with you, and Google is now seeing you as less relevant in that search because nobody is staying on your site. Nobody is staying on your site. And so you have to like embed that code into your site and keep them on your page. You need to keep them on site, get them to move around page to page, but keep them in your site. You don't want to pay to send people in to send them out to somebody else's site. It's insane.
You're damn right you don't.
It's insane.
I don't know if I have time to talk about how you're cheating on me, and openly, by the way. You're not even trying to hide it.
I'm not even hiding it at all.
But I want to leave with this. James called me yesterday coming back from Long Island. He was driving to the ferry, and just to let me know that he was listening to Rock 102 in Long Island.
I heard you over there.
Now, we're a Springfield radio station.
Yeah.
And the signal is gigantic. I mean, and thank you so much to Long Island Sound for being flat like you are. I can't say thank you enough. But so that's what water does.
Are oceans usually not flat?
Well, that's what...
Is it usually?
That's what. It must have been a calm day, because if it was wavy, that would affect the wave.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I heard you crystal clear the whole way, which is wonderful.
So on the next podcast, I'm dropping my pen. So that's what you do to me. I find out you're breaking up with me, and now I'm dropping stuff.
I will never break up.
On the next podcast, I want to talk about James Stevenson seeing other people behind Pat Kelly's back.
Yes, other podcasts, other business ventures.
In the meantime, you can learn more at lotuspe.us. We talked about the financial, we talked about the marketing. If you're having issues with your business, Lotus Business Solutions can help, and that's what we're here for. And we appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks for hanging out.